Hi, this is Richard Waters, and in this video I would like to walk you through the Details tab of the Person page in Family Search. Something that you need to know up front is I've blacked out parts of names and dates for privacy issues. So let's get started. This right here is the header area of the Person page, and over here is a portrait. If we click on that portrait, we can edit it by replacing it or removing it, and down here it shows the name of the person that last made a change to the portrait. To the right of the portrait area is the name of the person as entered in this record, in this case Bonnie or Bonita, and below that is the birth and death information as entered in the record. To the right of the birth and death information is a 7-digit code. Every record that is created in Family Search receives a unique 7-digit code. This code applies to specific records and can be used to search for a specific person, which is useful if you have somebody who has a very common name. To the right of that is View Tree. And if we click on that, it'll take and put this person in as the first person in our tree with the descendants to the left and the ancestors to the right. To the right of View Tree is a watch button. And something that you need to know is anyone can go into Family Search and make a change to a record. Therefore, I highly recommend that you have a standalone genealogy program on your computer that no one can change the records except for yourself. I'm a Mac user, so I highly recommend Mac Family Tree, but find one that works for you. By clicking on Watch, what will happen is if somebody makes a change to a record, you will get a notification that a change has been made. To the right of the watch button is View My Relationship. So if we click here, it'll show my relationship to Bonnie. In this case, she's my grandmother. A lot of times people ask me, well, how are you related to that person? So it's very easy to click on View My Relationship and see that relationship. Below that is shows the tabs that are in the Person page. So there's the Details tab, Timeline, Sources, Collaborate, Memories, and Ordinances. We're focusing only on the details. Under that is the Life Sketch area. And in this area, you could actually put the life sketch that was done for the person's funeral, or you can put information in there that is helpful to understand what idiosyncrasies there might be for this person's record. In this case, Bonnie was born as Virginia, and to Edgar and Berthel. Edgar was blind and Berthel suffered from narcolepsy. When Bonnie was 18 months old, she was adopted by Ernest and Aletha, and her name was changed to Bonnie. So very useful information to know about things that might be a little bit odd about somebody's record. We're going to scroll on down, and this is the Vitals area. Right here, there's a View Detail Detail View toggle, and you can click on that, and it'll show you a little bit more information regarding last changes and things such as that. In the Vitals information, it shows Bonnie's name, sex, birth, christening, death, and burial. But if you notice, there's not any information as far as where she was buried. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go down here to Sources by death, and I want to click on here and see if I can find any information as far as to where she was buried. So let's click on that, and it'll bring up a pop-up. Oh, and look, right here is a Find a Grave index. I bet it'll show where she was buried. So let's click on that. And sure enough, right down here is shows that she was buried in Firth, Bingham, Idaho. So let's close that, and then we'll go back and add that to her burial. And so right in here, we've entered in Firth, Bingham, Idaho. And it also has a reason. Very helpful and useful. Please always enter in a reason why you've made a change. So in this case, I've typed in find a grave index. So I'm going to click on save. And now you can see that in her record, it shows Firth, Bingham, Idaho as the place of her burial. So we're going to scroll on down a little bit further. And this is the other information area. As you can see, this one shows an alternate name, which is her birth name, Virginia. It shows places of residence, most of which came from census records. And it shows some obituary information as well. We're going to scroll on down to the next area, which is family members. And here you can see spouses and children and parents and siblings. And right here you can see that Bonnie was married to Ivan. And it shows the first child as Anona, which is my mother. I've found out through some genealogy research and also through some DNA testing that my mother Anona is not the biological child of Ivan. So I would like to make a record of that. So I go over here next to Anona on the edit button and click there, and it'll bring up this pop-up over to the right side, and here I can click on add relationship type. So I want to click on that, and you can see that it's defaulted right now to biological. So I'm going to go over here and click on this button right over here, and now I've changed that to step. And down here in the reason area, I've put DNA evidence. So I'm going to now save that. And now you can see that it shows that her relationship to Ivan is now a stepchild. We will still want to do the same thing with her parents, her biological parents, as well as her adoptive parents, so that the record is as up to date and as clear as possible. Last thing that I'd like to show you before we leave this video is the latest changes area. So you can see here the changes that I've made. What I'd like to do is go down here and click on Show All. And it'll bring up a list of all the changes made to these records, and it also shows who made those changes. What I really like about this feature here is that maybe this person might have some additional information that might be valuable to me. So I can click on here and it'll allow me to send a message to this person. And so it shows right here the person that I'm talking about. I can put a subject in here, put my message in there, and send them a message. And hopefully they'll be able to respond back and say, yeah, I have some more information. I have some pictures or whatever. A lot of times though I get, I don't know who this person is. I just had some information and so I put it in. So that is everything for this video today. I'd like to thank you for your time, and if you found this valuable, please like it and share it with your families and friends. I'd love to hear from you if you have any questions or comments as well. And also, if you'd like any personal direction or help, feel free to contact me. DiscoverDNAFamilyTree@gmail.com.